had to get up. I barely fell asleep. Get it? Barely? Because I'm a bear.
It is Alirien, and today is our final full day in the parks. It is Wednesday the 5th of March, and it is day one of the Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot. That is why we are going back to Epcot today to try out the festival booths and focus on the festival, though a couple more souvenirs might be purchased. If nothing else, it's Flower and Garden, and I know a couple of gardeners, so they might appreciate some goodies from this. We are getting a later start today. It is 10:20. Well, I say a later start. I still got up at 8 a.m. Went down to the gym and unfortunately had to cut my workout short today because between it being warmer, more humid, and how much walking I've done this week, my ankles said no. I got as close to halfway as possible. I got through about 22 minutes, and I've been right around 45 the last couple workouts, so I hit 22 minutes and came back up to start getting ready, and it is supposed to rain today, so we are prioritizing being able to be comfy and be dry as much as possible. Unfortunately, my rain jacket has a hole in one of its armpits, so I have opted for the good old Dragon Con hoodie that I've been walking around with all week, but hopefully we're close enough to a shop when the rain hits that we can just duck inside and walk around for a little while. We are just about ready, so we're gonna head down and stop at Screen Door for some personal items, and then we are gonna take the friendship boat into Epcot today instead of walking to give our legs a break, especially Mom's, because one of her legs is not performing up to the standard she would prefer. This week has taken its toll. So we're gonna take the friendship boat and we're gonna take our time. We will probably find somewhere to sit, and then I'll go run around and grab stuff from the booths while she just relaxes as much as possible. So yeah, come along with us to Flower and Garden Festival. In France. Mom is gonna try that beignet, and I am gonna try the croissant, which is herb and garlic and goat cheese, which sounds wonderful. The beignet this time is sweet, unlike Food and Wine Festival with the 3-cheese beignet, though I wish they had the 3-cheese beignet again because, oh man, that thing was good. But the beignet this time is caramelized with like a vanilla cream and a sea salt caramel. It's listed as a caramel fleur de sel sauce. Oh my god. We'll see, think of his name, but they've got the pelican from DuckTales over there. What? There is the caramelized beignet. And here is the goat cheese croissant. Both the beignet and the croissant were delightful. We finished them. I very much liked the combination of the herbs, goat cheese, and garlic in the croissant, and it was nice and flaky. So now we are trying to decide if we want to stop at the next booth or if we want to skip a couple before we get anything else.
I want to skip, but if there's something you want to see,
that's fine. We will continue our way around here. Those two are vlogging. Was delightful. So now I want to try the takoyaki from Japan, so we're probably gonna head that way. Mom is still full from her beignet, so she's holding off on any food right now, I think.
I'll find something.
You're probably not gonna be interested in any of the Japan stuff anyway.
I'm not adventurous.
Right. Right. Well, you're welcome to a bite of the takoyaki. It's octopus.
Right, you are the tentacle in the morning.
So we are gonna head our way through. I need to stop playing cast member. I keep trying, like whenever I notice people are looking for something, I can't help but turn around and go, hey, here's where the thing you're looking for is.
just eating healthy.
But like, I'm not getting paid to help.
You're never gonna go wrong reaching out and helping somebody.
I can't not be kind to people.
Putting the good positive energy out.
I can't, as much as
Kind to someone else.
as much as people frustrate me, I can't not be kind. Success. We are now heading into the US Pavilion where they have Magnolia Terrace as the festival booth. It's serving all kinds of Cajun food. So Mom and I are probably going to split a muffaletta and then I might need to slow down on the food. But so far so good today. It's very windy. It is very windy. We've had to be mindful of napkins flying through the air. It's very, very comfortable temperature-wise though. What time is it? 12:30. Okay. All right, so we'll have to keep an eye for a potential rainfall because they predicted anywhere between noon and 3 is when the rain's gonna hit. So we'll keep an eye out and maybe have to duck into American Adventure. We'll see. We've just split said muffaletta from Magnolia Terrace in the American Adventure Pavilion. Very, very good. That was my first time ever having a muffaletta. Mom says it's pretty authentic to how a true muffaletta back home is done. She said the only difference is it's not quite as thick as a real muffaletta tends to get, and it's usually mounded with all of the pieces and the toppings of it rather than this was pretty thin, but they need to judge how they portion the food to help people be able to try as much of the food at the booths as possible because that's how they make their money from these festivals. So, but it was very good, and that'll hold Mom over for a little bit until she needs more food. I've spotted no fewer than 4 people who are bloggers or vloggers in some respect reviewing the food. There was a girl in a blue like Alice in Wonderland dress. There was the couple I pointed out to you guys over my shoulder, one of whom had green hair. There was a guy sat at one of the tables just over there. There was a guy at one of the tables just over there who was talking to his camera as we walked in about the Bananas Foster bread pudding. And then there was another older guy who had 2 devices set up with cords and everything. I guess he had like a lav mic and stuff. But yeah, we've been spotting the bloggers and vloggers and content creators who are reviewing the food. Me, I'm just talking about it because I happen to be here recording. This is not a normal thing for me. I'm not giving you all the pointers of like why the food's good, why the food's bad. Just, I liked it or I didn't like it. I think I just felt a drop. I thought I felt a drop on my arm. We'll see. I'm gonna check the weather and see. Birds know the rain is coming. The gulls and the crows have been circling for the better part of 5 minutes now. Yeah, I know about Tang.
Okay.
Jokes about Tang in that 70s show.
Okay. There were these long
Feel the same way too.
enjoying ourselves. I don't know what the last thing was that I actually said to the camera. Okay, found it. The rain has come and gone. We ducked into the shops in Norway and the bakery in Norway and had something sweet. Then we had to duck into the pyramid in Mexico for a little bit, and I found some friendship bracelets for my friends. Each gonna get one and make whatever wish and so on. And then we ducked into Odyssey so that I could try the baked brie, and Mom wanted to try the smoothie. Both were very good. The smoothie honestly was a bit sweeter than it needed to be. I don't think with the slushies and the smoothies, they've been adding simple syrup to make it sweeter, and I really don't think it's necessary. Just work with the actual, like, juices that are in it, you know? Maybe that's just me. I think it was oversweet. But we've walked through most of the front section of the park. We went through Communicore Hall, which is beautiful. They've got a bunch of orchids on display in there. And we just went through the butterfly landing, which was just delightful. Just delightful. Butterflies flying everywhere. It's fun. And it was just a normal little garden. Yeah. Most of the plants they had in there for the butterflies are pretty common plants, flowering plants that most people would be able to plant in their gardens regardless of where they live in the US and in many other places if you're from Europe at the very least, and successfully have a butterfly nest for yourself. We are continuing our walk about, hopefully to make room for one more dish to try somewhere along the way. Nothing else. If we make it back to France, I'm going to try the gnocchi. But yeah, we're still working our way along, and we're really taking our time and just focusing on enjoying ourselves today. I'm gonna come get a picture of Bo Peep and Woody over here. One really neat thing about this festival is all of these planters in the water are actually free floating, so you'll notice them moving about throughout the day. They're not just stationary. You can see that one right there is moving pretty fast with all the wind today.
Has a reason, baby, let it come to you. Every soul, every season lives outside of status quo. If we stop believing we're meant to be, expanding our abilities. If the passion's gone, we are doing it wrong. Baby, you and I just start living now. With the whole world at our feet, we could stay or we could leave. There is nothing in between. So baby, we should start living now. 'Cause we only have this life. Wanna laugh and wanna cry. I don't wanna waste my time. So baby, we should start living now. Baby, we should start living now. We are close, can you feel it? Something is behind the clouds. We just have to believe it. We can make the sun come out. Let us lose ourselves in a fairy tale. Who can say what's wrong or right? We're the only ones who can decide. Baby, you and I should start living now. With the whole world at our feet, we could stay or we could leave. There is nothing in between. So baby, we should start living now. 'Cause we only have this life. Wanna laugh and wanna cry. I don't wanna waste my time. So baby, we should start living now. Baby, we should start living now. Baby, we should start living now.
We are walking and talking here. Okay, still walking and talking, but Last thing you saw of me talking to you guys was after going into Community Core Hall and the Butterfly Room. We continued walking the park, just enjoying the weather since the rain has vanished. It's been a very, very clear, like the sky has completely opened up. It's just in time for the fireworks. It's gorgeous. It's gonna be wonderful. We went through the tea garden in the UK pavilion and then went back to France, and I got the gnocchi and duck confit, which was delicious, as well as the cantaloupe melon cocktail, which was dangerous. It only tasted like the melons and not at all like alcohol, at least not till like the very last 2 sips. Mom wanted just some popcorn, so we headed to the American Adventure for that popcorn and walked about a bit more. We saw the bonsai displays in Japan, and I brought her to see the Lady and the Tramp topiary. And then it got to a point where I figured there was no reason for us to keep just walking around aimlessly, because at this point we're waiting on fireworks, right? So I found a good spot for us to perch at the tall pagoda building in Japan. I had some standing tables next to a low enough wall that could be sat upon. And we perched there, and I remembered that I was trying to find a Flower and Garden Festival pin to commemorate the fact that we were here during the festival. Figured I may as well, right? Well, checking multiple places, including the literal book for the festival, this one right here, it says there are gonna be Spike the Bee pins that you can trade. But I saw no pins at any of the booths specifically for the festival. So I guess if there's a pin, it's gonna come out later, which is particularly annoying. It could come out tomorrow, it could come out next month, it could come out in June. Doesn't help me now. So, consolation prize, I got a pin of just the orange bird, because he is one of the mascots for this. He's also the Dole Whip mascot, so it's the orange bird on a green background with some Dole Whips. I got a tank top for the festival. It's very cute. It's got some embroidered details. It's got like the date and then it's the 30th one and everything. And I went ahead and grabbed a Figment window hanger. He's like a sun catcher that I had considered yesterday and decided against. So I went ahead and grabbed him as well. Just consolations for not finding the pin that I was after. So now, as I enter Mexico, I'm heading back to Japan to meet back up with Mom, because I didn't want to make her trek all the way around the lake just to search a shop for a pin that I now know does not exist. Her staying there means that it's also a little bit easier for us to have a place where we can watch the fireworks. I am making my way halfway back around the world. Whew. I need to switch hands, my arm's getting tired. There we go. And I am paying more attention to where I'm going than to the camera, I promise. So if this footage is shaky, I apologize, but I'm trying to make sure I'm not about to knock into people, or that people are not about to knock into me. Like that one right there. Man, were there this many people this morning? I don't think there were this many people this morning. What in the fuck? Very cold, so I went and got emergency tonkotsu from the little shop that's behind this pagoda. That was so good. It was piping hot and it was delicious, and I ate it way too fast. My stomach is mad at me now, but oh, it was good. It was very good. So now in 10 minutes, fireworks. And then we will head back to the resort. We will probably take the boat back, unless for some reason we end up waiting long enough that we have to walk. But you know, at least we can walk, and it's not a long walk.
Good evening. In just 10 minutes, Epcot will proudly present Luminous, the Symphony of Us. A dazzling display of fireworks, stunning special effects, and sweeping original music. Due to lower light levels during the show, please watch your step and take small children by the hand. Get ready, because tonight's performance of Luminous, the Symphony of Us, begins in just 10 minutes.
He has a sultry voice.
Welcome to the great gathering.
Welcome.
Welcome. symphony of us.
Well, we are 2 for 2 on fireworks making me cry. But that was beautiful. That was absolutely gorgeous. And it wasn't nearly as crowded as trying to watch Happily Ever After. So we were actually comfortable. We could see the whole thing. Oh my gosh. That was wonderful. So we are making our way back to the International Gateway to take the friendship boat back to the resort. I need a shower tonight. And we will start taking care of packing up, because the less we have to do in the morning, the better. I know it's very dark. Please forgive me. We head home tomorrow. But that was a wonderful wrap up. Oh my gosh, that was incredible.
Don't tell me that it's over. Never say that I can't relate. I still wanna come on.
That's the last of my goodies there, plus that bracelet, which goes with these that I got for some of my friends, and that there's the last souvenir for someone else. That is the total pile. Now I have to figure out how to pack it all. Well, with the exception of a few things I need in the morning, or they're just gonna get tossed in the car, we are all packed, set for the morning. Those bottles are drying, same with my toothbrush. So that's lying in wait for all of that. I had quite a time figuring out how to organize things so I would remember where everything was. All the food's in one bag, clothes for tomorrow, and the charger for the very camera I'm using, shoes for tomorrow, purse, suitcase, and shawl's probably getting used as a blanket tonight if it gets cold in the room again. The hoodie is just gonna get tossed somewhere. And then those are things I will need in the morning. Showered, teeth brushed, fresh and clean for the drive home tomorrow. As I mentioned before, the fireworks were amazing and it was a perfect way to wrap up the trip. We are all packed and getting up in the morning. Checkout's at 11, but we should be out before then. And apparently I can check out via a button in the app. As soon as we're in the car about to drive off from the resort, I will click the button to let them know we are out of our room and they can turn it over for another guest. It's always weird at the end of a trip that it's over, but it'll be good to be home and see Chris and the doggos and the kitties and all of my friends sleep in my own bed. Plus I've got work to get back to, including editing this series. So you have one more vlog from this trip before we get back to other content, but I will sign off for today at the very least. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I believe you know where all of the buttons and the links are to show me that love. But if nothing else, I hope you will subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already, and ring that notification bell to turn on all notifications so you never miss a video. If you would like to see more content like this video specifically, I have my travel playlist linked in the cards and in the description, where you can also find my Linktree portal for access to my Twitch channel, Facebook page, Instagram account, and my website, among other things, to keep up with my other adventures. As always, I would like to give a huge special thanks to my coven of patrons, who continue to be my biggest supporters, and if you, dear viewer, would like to join their ranks, again, check that Linktree for my Patreon, which begins at $1 per month. Thanks again, stay tuned for the road trip home tomorrow, and I shall speak to you all again very soon. Keep in the loves. Hey Disney, set an alarm for 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Oh, that's early, but then I'm gonna get up with you. Night, night.
Alarm set for 8 a.m. tomorrow.